Hey YouTube, going to revisit our first build today, the old library bar. Made a little bit of progress off kind of video, and I wanted to showcase that progress and talk about some next steps as we continue to build this project out piece by piece. So with that being said, let's jump right into the build. So yeah, you can see a little bit more has kind of been put up here. We've got some additional walls, some pieces, sets, some kind of color materials that have changed. But let's take a look at this. So real quick, I think before we jump into what's been done, I do want to show that I've built couple more cabinets. So this one here, kind of with a focus on, I guess you could say the structure of the actual cabinet piece there. You know, I think that if you remember this one, I used the one that had kind of a big open cavity and then just two vertical walls on this side. So, put in a few more horizontal shelves, some bases here, and I'll show kind of how I, kind of plan to build this out further. And then also, is it this one? No, I think it's one of these. Yep, this guy right here. As you can see, I basically took that kind of model over there. Oops, that's not all together. Put that back. But yeah, basically took that one right there. Here's a better version. Oh, that's weird. Yep. So very similar, same shelves, but kind of made them a little bit more pronounced, use some posts for the back, just some basic columns here, almost like I'm going for a very structural built shelf where you can almost see like a carpenter came in here if this, was made out of wood and, each piece by piece was, you know, kind of cut and placed and, methodically made to last a very long time was, the idea of kind of what I was going for. But yeah, so, put up a few walls obviously, and then I found a couple of, start going back to the cigar room meshes that are in here. Yep. I did find a couple of these as I was looking through, and there's actually this, where is it at? Somewhere in here. Hmm, not seeing it. Knew it was in here. But yep, I found this guy right here. I know I did find that in the cigar room. This is kind of like a prefab, so I think the idea is that obviously you could just use this to, put all of your furniture and various meshes here to build this out. And I've, replaced the material on the walls with this kind of hardwood, old rustic hardwood. Kind of like the way it looks a little kind of worn down, but still, you know, very dark colored. I don't even know what kind of. I mean, I guess it could be stained, but yeah. So I thought my thought process is that as I kind of build out the final front wall here, maybe move this back, recede it a little bit, but this would be like a coat check waiting room. Perhaps we'll put a little mini bar in here. Have some seats as you're being checked in to go into the actual bar itself. And I did shrink the actual base down a little bit when we were playing from the actual map itself. It just seemed a little too large. So, perhaps we'll have, a seating area there, one here, one where I'm standing, and then one kind of in the back. So three on each side, six in total. I built a few more shelves. Obviously, kind of went with this one here, and the idea was, could really put a lot of books in here, almost like this, might even need like a ladder to get up to the top shelf there. You can think about kind of like some of those really old-fashioned libraries where the bookshelves go all the way up. Maybe I'll make this even a little bit taller. Um, and then I actually found a whole bunch of books, various book meshes from the Quixel Bridge, which that actually solves that problem. So I'm happy those were in there versus me having to actually go out and buy or build some of those books myself. And then I decided to kind of take some of these vases I also found in Quixel Bridge and kind of put a little bit of artwork down here. Then of course just apply different wood textures to this. So I really like the way that one looks. That one's pretty interesting too. this same thing that's on the walls here on this little round top, and then kind of a lighter, almost like a non-stained one yet. This one here, of course, I could put, some other kind of maybe decorations in here, put a few more cabinets in here. I just wanted a open kind of face design. Then, yep, come over here, you'll see here we have a whole bunch of books, and I'm sure I'll go in and increase some of these sizes. And, um, thankfully there's a lot in here that have different color combinations on them and almost kind of like, a different amount of wear and tear. So I really think that'll build out nicely as we start to, kind of fill up these shelves, however we decide to, or whatever books we choose to fill them up with. And then, yeah, so I might have shown this off last time, but I did put some furniture pieces. This rug, that table, these couches, and these chairs all came from that cigar room plugin that I downloaded. This middle area here, I think what I'm going to do is turn this into the bar. And I'm not sure, so I like the idea of immediately walking in. You walk in through your coat check kind of waiting room here. You immediately get in. There's just kind of like some through space to get from the left to the right hand side, and then you can come up to the bar. I don't know if this will stay this large, but I kind of wanted a backdrop, and then ideally what we're going to build on top of right here. And then, yeah, just a few more bookshelves over here. And then again, started another seating area here as well. So yeah, I think it's coming along really nicely. Made a few of those changes, of course, as you can see. But I think for today's video, let me just back up real quick. And got a few pieces lying around, some shelves over there. That's all good. I think really what I want to do for today's video is maybe kind of resize some of these books, try to get some of these shelves filled up, and then start to work on the actual bar itself. We'll kind of start to build a blueprint for what we want to do and see how that comes along. Let's take a look at the bridge real quick, Quixel Bridge, and see. I was taking a look through some of these collections here. I really liked some of the ones that I was, that stuck out. It was kind of giving me some ideas for some other builds we could do. Something like this right here. With all these, it's almost like I wouldn't even really need to worry about building the outer perimeter. Of course, the main focus for this one is kind of piece placement within the bar / library, but this would easily be a good substitute for building up the outside. Take a look at a few more of these. I did find a really good one in here. I was actually planning on buying some old Roman marble statues, and there was a few of those that were made free within Quixel Bridge, which was quite nice. Wooden beams. Yeah, a lot of these you don't even think about needing until you see them. It kind of gives you a good idea of what you can build. It's really interesting. But yeah, maybe I might come back and leverage some of those as I start to build the bar out a little bit more. But yeah, so I'm going to take this book here. And we'll take maybe this blue and red one. Then we'll take maybe this guy. Really what I want to do is just, there's no rhyme or reason. It's almost like this once was a well-kept library, but now the books are just kind of scattered around. You got some stacked, some standing up. Maybe we'll put some kind of smaller statues as book ends that are holding, meant to hold the books up vertically. But ideally, really what I want to do is just, it's a little too quick. Let's come in here. We'll kind of turn this a little bit. It's just like that. Let's line that up just like that right there. I know I like how far that stands out, but we could probably make that a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. So then, yeah, we'll take this guy and we'll move him back there. Put him there. Let's stand him straight up. And we'll increase the size a little bit. It's a bit of a thicker. Be kind of interesting to do a book registry or something. What are all of these books? And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dupe a lot of these here. What we're going to do is just kind of pull them out. And I know this isn't really maybe breaking the scene up a little bit, a lot of the same book almost, but we'll come back over time and mix these up. And really, I just want to try to get through putting books on the shelf. And that's just going to be a long, arduous process of creating as many of these books as I can. I'm sure we'll revisit this over time. Definitely created a lot there. Maybe this will be like imagine like old encyclopedias. If you're watching this later on, comment down below if you remember. I remember when I was a kid seeing all these collections of books and being like, what are those? It's like all the same book, and there'd be, hundreds of them, and come to find out that was an encyclopedia. Be kind of interesting too to find some kind of, let me make these offset just a little bit. Okay, so I gotta. That's a fun little tool I did learn about. Thought you had to move these individually, but you can control click and then use the same movement tools, rotate, size up, size down, and then move around your plane. Yep, and then we'll come up here and do a little bit of the same. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move these over here. Then let's take this guy. Where's the spine? The spine is there. Great. Put that down there like that. Nope, don't want to do that. It's going to be really fun is what do we put on the back of these shelves? I might just put more and more books. And I like the idea of eventually getting to the point, if this was an actual game, like imagine this shelf is literally just stacked full of books. And then if you were able to grab one of those and animate all of the books within this huge, uh, you know, one, shelf here, what would happen if you grabbed one and then how would they all kind of fall down and then litter kind of around the floor and almost like a bunch of books piled up next to these chairs? That'd be interesting to learn how to implement something like that. But yeah, let's take this and dupe a bunch of these. Great. So put that up there. Hmm. If you're watching this later on, take a guess at how many book meshes we're going to end up using by the time this is all done. If we end up filling something like that up, bottom to top, and that over there with a bunch of vertical books, and have a few more, shelves all the way down randomly and around up here, and even down over there, I'm willing to bet it'd be, who knows, maybe 100,000 easily. Perhaps that's what I'll do each time I'm making another one of these videos and working on this project here. I will count each of the books and then provide an update. wonder how much time I'm going to spend stacking books in this project. So I'm actually excited. I've actually thought about a couple other ideas I want to do project-wise kind of for the channel. I think once I learn a little bit more about some other tools, I may really think to revisit some of these projects because I'll probably need a little bit of knowledge on tools that I haven't really, like the modeling tool and changing meshes, the shape of certain meshes around. For those of you that don't know, one of my all-time favorite video game series is Metal Gear Solid. Huge Hideo Kojima fan. It's very unfortunate what happened with MGS5 and Konami kind of right there at the tail end. And for those of you that know, that game was supposed to be a little bit longer than what it was, and it's kind of an unfortunate situation that wasn't handled right. I think we'll make this a stack right here. Let's maybe turn this one. And then we'll put this guy right here. So yeah, I think what I might do, probably this wouldn't be a very exciting video just to watch me stack books like a librarian the entire time. So I think what I might do is kind of start to work on this bar area here, and we'll see kind of what we can come up with. Move my staging area for books out of the way. Yep, so we have this huge area here. I think I might just make this a little bit smaller. It kind of makes this huge open area here. And yeah, maybe to start, what I'll do is I'll grab some. I think I do want to. Not sure if I want to do like one horizontal bar. I like the idea of kind of a big wrap around, multiple areas to walk up to. So yeah, let me come into the. Let me start look at some starter content. Then let's turn this. I wasn't really married with the. I mean, at first I did like this as a backdrop, as an accent wall. It almost kind of looks like a backsplash behind a sink with all of these greenish and gray, maybe gems, I guess you could call that. But yeah, I might change that to perhaps like a. I thought about even doing something way more decorative, like a big paneled wall. But again, I wanted a huge, ornate kind of back piece here with, you know, almost like it was carved in a like a really long time ago with just a chisel, and just something that that would be kind of the main eyepiece outside of all the walls being lined with books, and having some nicely decorated areas. But this behind, it's almost like if this contrasted with this wall here, I think it'd work a little bit more to the advantage. But oops, where did I go? Okay, I didn't mean for that to happen. It's interesting. Why does that keep happening like that? Okay, not sure what that was all about. So that is definitely a little too tall, so we'll shrink that down to say about here. Yeah. So what is that at right now? That's at a 0.3, so let's just make that a even 0.5. I could probably go a little bit smaller and do a 0.4 because we'll put something on top of this, definitely. So yeah, let me do a 0.4. Yeah, that looks good. Control duplicate this. Move that down here like that. Perfect. And then let's, okay, so that's going to extend from that end. So what we'll do is we'll pull this all the way down to here, like such. Great. Now, I'll leave it like right about there. And then let's just go ahead and delete that and control dupe this. Perfect. Right in there. Perfect. Control duplicate that. So just looking at the sizing here to see if I wanted to adjust this a little bit. That's good like that. Okay. So yeah, just kind of obviously making a blueprint right now. Not trying to get exact, just really want to get a feel for how this is going to look. I know I'll probably come back in later and really tighten this up a little bit, with the dimensions of the base, if I keep that base or if I completely get rid of that. Um, Doubt I'll keep that. I'll probably keep a backdrop here, but you know, I think really for what I want to put on the top of the bar, kind of the actual bar top versus the sides here, and then the chairs. Really, just want to get a feel for how big this bar is going to be, and um, and then also on the interior too. Sometimes you see you've got, depending on what year this place is technically supposed to be from. There's those deep dish sinks and um, like kind of like an iPad type of cash register versus like an old fashioned cash. So, obviously we'll see kind of what the Quixel Bridge gives us, and I'll probably make a decision from there. Um, I think real quick, let's just maybe we'll put down some kind of tops here real quick, just something to work off of to put some color on. But let's look at the bridge real quick and see what we have. I'm gonna type just bar. That's interesting. Saloon. Yeah, not a lot going on there. I like that. That's kind of interesting. The swinging doors. I do like that as well. Let's go home. Let's search bar one more time. See if anything else pops up. Oh, we get a couple more things. Wooden shelf bracket. Oh, that's neat. Could definitely use that maybe on the wall, and then just use a basic kind of geometry shape and put a wood color on it. Hmm. Maybe I'll search for shelving real quick. Okay, I like this right here. Definitely like that. I think we'll use that as a prop for now. So that would be under. Let me just see if I can. Wooden bookshelf. There it is. Oh, it's quite tiny. I think really what we'll be looking to do is maybe increase. No, we don't want it that high. There we go. There we go. And then let's put some materials on here real quick. Hmm. Hmm. Can't remember exactly what wood material folder I was using. Okay. So that Megascans, services. Here we go. That's weird. Why is that not showing? Hmm. Let's try this real quick. And we'll put that, first let me put that there. Okay. I will get rid of this. And let's maybe put that there, there, there. Okay. I like that. I think on the next video, what I'll look to do is maybe just really work on this bar a little bit more, the shaping that I want it. Probably try to stack some more books and build out some more, maybe duplicate these seating areas up front here. And hopefully at that time we might have pretty close to really putting up some kind of furnishing, some decorations, lighting on the walls, things like that. But yeah, no, I think there's a little bit of progress here, and we'll look forward to jumping into the next one. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day.